Hey guys, how's it going? It's Danilo from the King Realty Group of LePage. I hope you guys are having a great day today, and welcome back again for a new installment. We're covering now the month of August 2018, as we're now in September, and we're taking a look at our TREB stats. So hang tight, we're going to take a look at the numbers right now. Welcome back again, guys. Thanks again for joining us. Of course, we do these videos every single month. If you're joining us for the first time, the things that we cover are the average price point across all of the Toronto Real Estate Board, which includes pretty much all of GTA and Toronto and kind of regions around it. We take a look at specific housing types, detached homes, semi-detached, townhomes, and we also look at condominiums. We try to track the price and how it's comparing to the last month, but also to last year, and that gives it a sense of what's going on in the marketplace. And I think that's a lot of valuable information, not just for buyers and people who are looking to get into the market, but also people who are looking to sell their property, because it does give you a lot more insights and it does arm you with a lot more information that's useful to you to make the best decision possible. That's what we want for our clients, and what we want for people who are watching out there that might have never even spoken to before. Now, guys, we do put a lot of content out there related to real estate. This is our business, and we do this every day. And so please follow us if you haven't done so already. We're on Instagram at King Realty TO. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/King Realty TO. We're also on Twitter at twitter.com/King Realty TO. Very easy, King Realty TO. The only different one is on YouTube. We have at youtube.com/Real Property Help. Was never able to change that from our previous branding, but regardless, there's a lot of good content on there. I do different things on each platform, and YouTube is pretty good because we have our question and answers and have a lot of generic questions that asked by sellers and buyers alike, and we answer those things right there, so you guys have a good good platform to really look at all our content to really get your questions answered. If you have any specific question, guys, you can always respond to this email if I'm sending this to you via email. You can give us a phone call at 647-931-1313, and we'll get that question answered right away. Maybe I'll answer it in this video, maybe I'll answer you directly, maybe I'll actually put that in a video because it's probably a question that a lot of people have asked me. Okay, let's get into the numbers though. We're looking at August 2018. Really good numbers, I would say, this month as well, and it's kind of getting us into a new trajectory. We're going in a different trend compared to the beginning half of 2018. So let's pull up the stats. Let's talk about them right now. So here you see, guys, that we have the average price point now in the GTA of $765,270. That's actually up 4.7% from last year. In detached homes across all TREB, Toronto Real Estate Board, we have it at 977,187, and that's up 1.2. And just to give you a little bit of a note on that, in the city of Toronto, the 416, because when we talk about TREB, that actually covers Durham, it actually covers York region, Peel region, and we also have numbers from Halton region as well. So when I talk about the city of Toronto, 416, we actually went up 4.9% for detached homes. That's very different than some of those numbers that we were getting in the last few months, even in the last year or so, okay? So that's pretty significant. If you have any questions about that, we can definitely answer them for sure. Continuing on though, guys, we have semi-detaches here at 741,873. That's up 3.6%. We have townhomes at 624,472, up 3.2%. And then we have condo apartments at 541,106, and that's up 6.4%. I don't know about you guys, but I'm noticing here that all of these property types are all in positive numbers. Now, none of them are in double digits, but we are having some growth in all property types across the GTA last month, August, and compared to August of 2017. That is very positive, and I think that's why, for whatever reason, guys, at the end of August here, I had a lot of buyers contact me. They want to get back into the market. They want to get pre-approvals. They want to get out there and view properties, and in a lot of cases, we bought properties. Okay, and so that is happening right now. Me personally, I'm seeing a little bit of a change in the marketplace. A lot of buyers are now, moving away from all the hesitation and actually getting into the market and going for it again. I think that might not be a bad idea. It seems like over the next few months into next year, etc., we might be getting into a more stable market, more sustainable market as well. And I think our growth is going to be there, just a lot more conservative in compared to the last, let's say, 3 to 4, 5 years. Great, so let's pull up the sales number as well. Also positive, guys. Let's bring it up right here. You see that we have sales at 6,839 sales across the Toronto Real Estate Board. That's actually up 8.5%, pretty significant increase. However, more so common in a summer month, we're talking August here, a lot of times we do see 8,000 sales per month. But hey, we're in August, and that's normally a slower month. People go on vacations, people are busy, and they're not really thinking about real estate. However, it still was an 8.5 increase from last year. All right, so I hope those numbers do help out a bit. We're going to go in another set of numbers here that kind of give us an idea of if we're in a seller or buyer market in our different regions, and hopefully that helps as well. So let's pull those numbers up right now. So guys, we see here that in Toronto, we have 1.97 months of inventory. We did talk about the fact that if we have this number under 4 months of inventory or so, then we're more so in a seller market. So in this case, that's true. And if we're above that, then we are now crossing into more so of a buyer's market. So in this case, we are looking at a seller's market still in the city of Toronto, the 416. And I actually added another layer of information here to kind of give you another perspective, because another way that people do look at whether you're in a buyer or seller's market, you look at the sales to active listing ratio, and we see that we have it at 51%. All right, now if we have a higher sales to active listing ratio, then we're more so in a seller's market. If that number becomes a little lower, then we're more so in a buyer's market. And you're going to see as we talk to the different regions here how that kind of plays out. So in this case, Toronto, guys, we're very positive here, and we're in a seller's market. Okay, for the most part, you do well, and your property is in good, decent shape. You should be able to sell that, no problem. Taking a look at Durham, guys, we have 2.39 months of inventory, and now that we see that the sales to active listing number is a little lower than Toronto at 42%, we're not in a horrible position in Durham, guys. This is actually still technically a seller's market, and we see that from both angles here, month of inventory and also sales to active listings. In Peel, similar thing, guys. We're at 2.3 months of inventory and about 43% sales to active listings. That makes sense because a little bit better than Durham in that sense, and so obviously we have a little bit of a higher number when it comes to sales to active listings. In York region, same sort of thing, guys. A little bit of a struggle out there over the last year or so for sure. We have our months of inventory at 4.3 months of inventory, and obviously the sales to active listing ratio is a lot lower here at 23%. That now is kind of crossing into that buyer market territory on those markets. And I got to say, still the same sort of deal that I've been kind of talking in the last few months. It is possible that out there, certain people are bought houses in the last couple of years where that value today is not even reached what you bought it for just yet. Now, I would say that if you're in a property to live and you're going to be there as a long-term property, you're going to be there for 10 years, maybe more than that. I know a lot of people who've been in houses for 20 years. Their kids have grown up, in that household. They've gone to school. If that's the case for you out in Richmond Hill or other areas of York region, you'll be fine, guys. You got to just stay put. One day we'll get there where that value will reach back to where it was where you paid for it. Unfortunate timing sometimes gets us, and just like a stock market. If you guys are in the stock market, you see there's peaks and valleys. Well, that happens also in real estate. It's all a slower process, but it does happen as well. So you can go actually do a bit of research if you want to search TREB, TREB. History or sales history, or you want to see average price history. Sometimes they can go back to 30 years, and you'll see the actual chart, and you'll see how it goes up and down as well. Different events trigger different things, but regardless, just to give you an idea. Okay, so I'm hoping that information helped out to you guys. Obviously, we're talking about average sale prices. We're talking about different types of homes. And we're talking about different regions. These are all very big geographical areas as well. If you live in a certain pocket of a certain region and you want to get more information about that particular pocket, we can deep dive into the numbers and we can really figure out. Okay, I live in Willowdale. What's going on in Willowdale? I live in downtown Toronto. I live in Durham. I live in Mississauga, and I want to know what's going on in my specific corner of here, Ontario and Eglinton. We can deep dive and we can look at your building, we can look at your community, we can look at detached homes in that area, and we can give you way better insights that are more specific to you and your situation. So keep that in mind, guys, when we do these videos. It's pretty generic, and we can always deep dive. Get in touch with us, info@kingrealty.to. Again, phone numbers here, again, 647-931-1313, and we'll answer your questions. All right, guys, last part here is just to really talk about, some of the takeaways basically from this month. Some of the things I wanted to talk about is that detached homes in the Toronto area, 416, went up 4.9%. I mentioned that a little bit earlier. That's significant because, that really pushes us up, right? I would say that a lot of times trends start in Toronto and then spread out, and if it's a positive trend, you're going to see that spreading out to the communities around us. And if it's a negative trend, it a lot of times starts in Toronto where things get really, really crunched, like it did when the policies came in, the Ontario housing policies. Things kind of halted in Toronto, and then you notice that that same trend kind of was spread to the areas around it. And so I loved seeing 4.9% in detached homes. Generally speaking, detached homes appreciate way more than like a condo, and it haven't been for the last like year and a bit. So now that we're seeing these positive numbers, you know, we're going to see that spread happen again, and we'll see that over the next few months. Okay. Wanted to let you know that, hey, this is the third month in a row that we've had an average price point be positive compared to last year in our TREB numbers, and that's great because it's showing us a turnaround in our marketplace. I think now that, you know, when you see the news, you see CP24 or something like that, and they talk about real estate when the numbers come out, it's more of a positive connotation versus a negative one. And I think that's really changing the consumer behavior and the way that people act towards real estate. And that's really making a difference in our marketplace and why people are calling me and why we're getting a little bit more busy. Okay. And so keep that in mind, guys. If you were on the fence before, this video right here is kind of a confirmation that this might be a good time to kind of get in, that things are turning around, and you know, there's no bottom that we're waiting for anymore. Okay. Still, if you're a buyer looking to get in the marketplace, the great news is that there's a lot of options for you. There's a lot less competition depending on what location, what you're trying to get, and those may help you in your search. Okay, so get in touch, guys. Let's figure out what your approval is, what you can afford, what locations you're comfortable with, what your lifestyle is. Let's figure out what your monthly budget is, and we'll get you into the right place. Okay. Last thing, guys, is that one little detail as well is the annual rate of sales growth. Our sales actually outpaced the annual rate of new listings in the month of August, which means that sales kind of outpaced new listings. That's a little bit different as well. A lot of people in the last few months were worried because there was a lot more listings than sales coming in. But we're noticing now that in the month of August, at least, there was more sales growth than there was growth in new listings, which is great because that means that we're now consuming right, the product that's out there. We're now purchasing the product that's out there, and you know, that helped us out, guys, with our inventory. Okay, and going forward, I think that we're going to have a lot more positive months, and we'll see you soon. We'll have a video coming up, guys, for September. Again, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We're All King Realty TO. YouTube.com/realpropertyhelp. Get in touch, info@kingrealty.to. You can always respond to this email here, or you can give us a phone call, 647-931-1313. Hope to hear from you guys soon. You know, thanks again for watching this video. Take care, guys. See you later.